One of the more memorable of all of Price's television work was his appearance on a 1972 episode of The Brady Bunch. In that episode, the Brady family travels on vacation to Hawaii, where Bobby finds a small tiki idol that seemingly brings him a string of bad luck. The boys travel to a cave to dispose of the idol and hopefully their bad luck, and run across Professor Hubert Whitehead, played by Price, there. He is a half-crazed archaeologist who suspects the boys are there to steal the treasures he's uncovered in the cave. He traps the boys and ties them up while deciding what to do with them. Now, I have a real fond spot for this episode because I first saw it on television as a kid and, of course, recognized Vincent Price, who was probably the very first movie star that was recognizable to me. I knew that I had seen him on creature features in the afternoons on television. 1972 was also a memorable year for Price on the big screen with the dark comedy horror film Dr. Phibes Rises Again. This was a sequel to The Abominable Dr. Phibes and features Price reprising his role as the disfigured Dr. Anton Phibes. He awakens from hibernation 3 years after the first film when the moon falls into perfect alignment with his sarcophagus. Upon wakening, he once again summons his assistant Vulnavia, this time played by actress Valli Kemp. He finds his lair destroyed and panics because an ancient papyrus scroll he had hidden in a safe is now missing. He immediately suspects his arch-rival, Biderbeck, played by Quarry, of stealing it.
What fiend has taken it? Only one who seeks eternal life as I do, Biderbeck.
He and Vulnavia travel to Biderbeck's home and wait for him to leave. Biderbeck orders his bodyguard to watch over the scroll. Phibes and Vulnavia do him in with a most ingenious death trap. Once they retrieve the scroll, Phibes and Vulnavia travel by ship to Egypt, along with Phibes' wife, Victoria, still in suspended animation, and his clockwork band. Can't forget that. Phibes plans to use the magical River of Life, which flows in a hidden chamber deep beneath a series of secret caverns there, to resurrect his love and grant them both eternal life.
Here, in the mountain marked on this papyrus, beyond corridors which led once to a pharaoh's hidden tomb, awaits the key to resurrection and to life. I shall decipher it.
Biderbeck, it turns out, has much the same goal. He has been using a special elixir of his own design to stay alive for centuries. He has almost run out of the elixir and plans to use the River of Life to extend his lifespan. He also travels to Egypt, and the two madmen race to find the river. Along the way, Phibes continues his killing spree from the previous film, offing his adversaries in a variety of creative methods, although this time there is no one underlying theme to the murders. He is once again pursued by Inspector Trout, played by Peter Jeffrey, and Superintendent Waverly, played by John Cater, who recognize Phibes' handiwork and follow him to Egypt. This film is a fun follow-up to the first Phibes film, although nowhere near the classic status of the original. It does feature a very brief cameo by Peter Cushing, however, as captain of the ship that both Phibes and Biderbeck travel to Egypt in, so definite points in its favor there. The trademark Art Deco sets from the first film are present in this one as well, as Phibes sets up his lair deep in the catacombs of Egypt, complete with the clockwork musicians. It is interesting that Phibes has a rival in this film, an opponent to defeat in his quest for immortality. Interestingly, the two were rivals of a sort in real life as well, as the studio was reportedly considering Quarry to take Price's place as the preeminent horror star of their pictures. There have been rumors in recent years of a remake of Dr. Phibes, and thankfully it never happened. There's only one man for the job, Vincent Price, who is more than memorable in the role. Next up for Price is more creative killing in the 1973 film Theater of Blood.
Maybe he won't come back.
Oh, it's Phibes, all right, sir. And he always comes back.